A desert is an area where it scarcely rains. Some are big areas of sand or flat, stony ground, while others have rocky hills and mountains. During the day, the desert's temperature can be waxing hot, while at the night, it can be freezing cold. They also have strong winds and little rainfall, where only a few animals and plants can survive. According to NASA, temperatures in the Sahara Desert can plunge once the sun sets. From an average temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, during the day, it can drop to an average low of 25 degrees Fahrenheit, -4 degrees Celsius, at night. Animals and plants that live in the desert have special adaptations which help them survive in harsh environments. Plants that thrive here are water resistant, can withstand harsh conditions, and thorny, in order to avoid being eaten. Animals in the desert need to keep their temperature in check, stay cool, and find sufficient food and water to last. These animals have become efficient in water conservation, obtaining most of their need from their food, and concentrating their urine. The nocturnal animals in the desert hide in the shade or underground during the scorching heat of the day. Some animals in the desert survive in a state of dormancy or hibernation for long periods, waiting to become active again when the rainfall comes. Moreover, these animals can reproduce rapidly while conditions are pleasant before returning to dormancy. Rattlesnake is one of the creatures that can survive in the scorching heat of the desert. They normally inhabit the desert regions of northwestern Mexico, the southwestern United States, Africa, and the Middle East. Their movement pattern helps them to avoid or lessen the contact of their body in the heat of the sand by flexing their body and curving it into an S shape. They lie under the desert sand to camouflage and to hide from predators as well as to ambush their prey. Sand cats or sand dune cats normally dwell in the sandy and stony deserts. Humans have tried and struggled to live in deserts and the surrounding semi-arid lands for thousands of years now. It's tough to live in the desert because we need a lot of water. Not only is it difficult for us to survive in this place, but it is also harder for us to grow our livestock and crops. Although it's difficult to live in a desert, there are some amazing cities near or located in a desert. Cities with a hot desert climate include Abu Dhabi, UAE, Cairo, Egypt, Karachi, Pakistan. The world's most hostile deserts can be the best places on our planet for harvesting solar power. Solar power is one of the most abundant and clean sources of energy we can have. Since deserts are vast, relatively flat, rich in silicon, and never short of sunlight, various projects have already started. It's common for people to think that deserts are made of extensive areas of billowing dunes. Deserts, however, do not always look like that. Nonetheless, approximately 20% of the desert on Earth is sand, ranging from only 2% in North America to 30% in Australia and over 40% in Central Asia. The Arabs were among the first organized army to perform successful battles in the desert. Because they are familiar with the back routes and the sections of oases, and by utilizing camels, Muslim Arab forces were able to successfully defeat both Roman and Persian forces during 600 to 700 AD throughout the expansion of the Islamic Caliphate. Mars is currently the only planet in our solar system, apart from Earth, on which deserts have been recognized. The red planet's deserts mainly consist of dunes in the form of half-moons in flat areas close to the permanent polar ice caps in the north of the planet. Moreover, based on the tests made by the Mars Exploration Rover, the rocks have shown a surface film that resembles the desert varnish found on our planet, even though it might just be surface dust. Since the 7th century BC, people have been farming in the Judean desert to supply food for desert forts. The Judean desert is a desert in Israel and the West Bank that occupies east of Jerusalem and descends to the Dead Sea. Although considered a relatively small desert, 1,500 square kilometers, it holds numerous historic sites, mind-blowing nature reserves, monasteries, and primeval panoramas, making it a unique and amusing place to visit. Although these tips may extend your life when you get stranded in a desert, obviously there's no guarantee in making it out alive by doing them.